Hi guys, it's Catherine, and this is My Kinda Recaps. So today I'll be recapping the last 7 episodes of Inhuman Condition over on Kinda TV. What was interesting about this was that episodes 27 and 28 were released like normal episodes, one at a time. So 27 was on Monday, 28 was on Wednesday. Then 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33 all dropped on Friday in one big lump, like they did with the beginning of the series. So I literally just finished them less than 2 minutes ago. I watched all 5 of the last ones, and I was like, I'm just gonna recap now because the feels are fresh, and I'm just gonna do it. So the last 5 I'm not going to recap individually, but I will recap 27 and 28 just briefly by themselves. Episode 27, Tamar comes to see Dr. Kessler, and she winds up, we know that the center wants Tamar to come back. She receives a letter suggesting that she go back. You could actually read the full letter over on the Inhuman Condition Twitter and Tumblr pages, so you could read it in full. But they want Tamar to go back. Graham is kind of saying, like, you sort of have to. Tamar does not want to go back. She thinks she's ready to be alone in the world. She meets with Dr. Kessler. Dr. Kessler is like, well, I want to meet Graham. Like, I want to talk to Graham because of all this. And she's like, why do you need to talk to Graham? Kessler seems very suspicious of Graham. The two of them wind up getting into a fight because Tamar wants to be out of the center. And Dr. Kessler's like, well, I think you should go back. Yeah. It does not go well. More stuff happens, but there's a lot to talk about. Then in the next episode, it's focused on Clara. It's actually Clara's last episode of the season. She's brought her dad in to talk to Dr. Kessler about what she wants to do, and she hasn't told her dad yet at all that she wants to go through with physician-assisted suicide. And so it's all very emotional because the season is coming to an end, so plots are tying up. So they have this huge conversation. Clara finally tells her dad that she does want to end her life, that it's her decision, she wants to go through with it, and he agrees. You don't see that specifically. He tells her that he wants to, like, make up for everything that he did wrong in her life, and she's like, no, you've been amazing, like, you've been here, you've helped take care of me, like, you've been trying to save me, and she just doesn't think it's going to happen. So she and Kessler have their big final goodbye with a hug and everything like she promised, and it was so emotional. Like, I'm literally tearing up right now. There's a lot going on in the end of this show, so I'm very like, whew. But they have their big goodbye moment together, and it was beautiful. It was honestly just a beautiful scene between Dr. Kessler and Clara. It was amazing. I lost it while I was watching it. It was just, oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, the last 5 episodes. There's a lot. So, okay. The first Mira finds out that her mom, that Rachel and Dr. Kessler are going to move back in together, that Dr. Kessler is coming, well, her mom, Dr. Kessler, is coming back to New Haven, and she's actually very upset. She's like, what, you're just abandoning your clients? Like, why would you just leave them? Like, she's very angry that she's leaving. And she's like, what, oh my gosh, which is odd. You'd think she'd be happy they're together, but she actually points out that they were fighting for ages. She doesn't see how they could want to be together, and she storms out. Rachel apparently goes with her. Dr. Kessler is alone. She gets a phone call from Link, but it's on Will's phone, and Link says that he has Will unless Dr. Kessler comes now. He's going to kill him. Dr. Kessler winds up going to Link's. He has Will tied up, and he says that he will either tell her his entire plan, his like big Lycan superior plan, and she can go tell the cops everything, but he'll kill Will, or she can stay there and he'll let Will go. Dr. Kessler says let him go. She stays. He starts talking to her. Part of what gets revealed is that this is actually happening on the day that Clara's physician-assisted suicide has happened. It's after 6 o'clock. Clara is already dead. She actually sent Link a text. He says that's sweet, but we don't know what the text says. He is very angry. He's been very angry since he found out about Clara's decision, and he and Dr. Kessler, once Will is gone, wind up having this huge conversation where he says that she's going to watch him die. He stands in front of a window because he's like, the cops won't think I've noticed the window is here, so you're going to watch them blow my brains out. And she's like, I'm not. Why do you think that would break me? Like, why are you doing this? And she says that this wouldn't be the first time she watched a patient die, and she reveals that the patient that died that we had heard mentioned before was actually burned to death by a group of he was 16, so it's like a group of teenage boys who filmed it and were laughing the whole time, and she literally watched the video over and over and over again. And that's why Rachel left, because Rachel thought she was broken. And she says that if he's going to let the cops kill him, then they're going to kill her too. And she literally stands so that if he gets shot, she will also get shot. There's no way the bullet won't also hit her in a fatal way. She keeps telling him that she also discusses the fact that he doesn't know how to really cope with emotions, that he's never really had a plan for how to want to live because he's always been fighting, so he doesn't know how not to fight. That episode between the two of them was also just amazing. There was so much happening, so much tension and emotion. Just the performances are just awe-inspiring in this show. She manages to get the gun away from him and then calls Will and says, like, don't call in a kill team, it's fine, I have it handled. So she knew what was going to happen, because she knew what Will was doing. Like, she knew that Will was getting the cops. Link did too. Then after that, Will and Dr. Kessler are at her home and her office, and she's yelling at him. She's like, why did you do this? Like, why did you let this happen? She then insists that he tell her if he leaked Link's name, and Will says yes, which means he's the reason that those men showed up, because Link's name got leaked, and this is all connected to Will having her try and investigate Link for him. And she's like, this was all you, like, she just wanted to help. And he's like, you try and help these people, you get too involved, it's dangerous, you can't fix them. And she throws him out. She tells him to leave. Will storms out, and then all of a sudden, as she's crying, Tamar pops into the room, like literally pops. She doesn't use the door, and she's like, I've made a terrible mistake, like, I need your help, awful things are happening. She's figured out the Graham and the center are involved, and she says that when I'm jumping around a little in our conversation, but she says that she figured out that they were watching her even in the bedroom, and Dr. Kessler asks if that surprises her, and she says no, not really. But then she says that when she will make love, when they're done, he refuses to look at her. And then she says she's figured out, or she points out that she knows that he's there to keep her docile, because now he's not even leaving, that she's never alone, and she used to at least be alone sometimes, now she never is. And she's apparently been using her powers secretly when he wasn't there, and she doesn't feel nervous anymore. Like, when she uses her powers, she feels less anxious. She hasn't had a panic attack. She feels in control. And it turns out that Dr. Kessler had actually found a way to investigate her a little, sort of. She found a file, and it turns out the center has been lying to her forever. Apparently, at a residential Canadian school, when in the year 1915, an unnamed girl was found in the wreckage of some event, which means 80 years ago is when the event happened. And that would mean Tamar is over 80 years old. She was a child, so maybe 90? But she has no idea. She didn't realize time was passing. She hadn't noticed. They had told her she was in a coma. Like, she didn't know she was having terrible nightmares, but she didn't realize that so much time had passed. And Dr. Krause was like, you must have been in so much pain because they took you from your parents. Your parents aren't dead, they just took you away. And so all of what she thought she knew about herself is a lie. The center had been lying to her. And Dr. Kessler tells her that if she's going to run, that she needs to go. And Tamar winds up leaving, but she says if anything happens to Dr. Kessler, that she will hurt, like, she alludes to hurting someone. And Dr. Kessler's like, no, I will have made my own decision, just go. And then Tamar, like, pops out, and the slinky flies off the table. The slinky made noise, that's why I remember. After Tamar disappears, the next thing we see is Dr. Kessler and Rachel. They have an episode together, it's pretty short. And Dr. Kessler looks very, like, She looks very sad, admittedly, and Rachel comes in and is like, well, it would be great when we go to New Haven, we can have parties and friends, and we won't have to hide from the crazies anymore because Dr. Kessler won't be in practice. And she tells Rachel that she can't go with her, and this leads Rachel to like yell that she can't do this to her, and she's sobbing, but Dr. Kessler is trying to tell her that she loves her, and she does tell her that she loves her and that she's the love of her life. And this is the first time that I genuinely noticed Dr. Kessler being able to talk about love in a way where she seemed connected to the person who said I love you. That might just have been me, but every other time someone had said I loved you, it always seemed like she was pulling back. But she literally leans in and is holding Rachel and says, you're the love of my life. But she says she has to go, that she's done something she can't tell her about. It was for her patient, but she needs to go. And Rachel says that, well, if you go, you can't come back. And she doesn't want her anywhere near Mira either, which means Dr. Kessler is losing everyone because she tried to help Tamar. But she did it, and she's trying to protect Rachel and Mira from what she's done to help Tamar because people are coming, like she's in danger. And in the final episode, it actually opens with Link, who looks very happy, which was really nice to see. He's filming a very brief like vlog to his Clawmarks channel or Clawmarks people, and he just says like it's not planned, like he just wanted to talk, and it's very upbeat and kind of like be you, don't let them tell you like your emotions are not valid. Like it was a nice moment with Link where he was like being like a supportive person who wanted to like help other people. He's wanted to help other people, but it was a more like emotional connection instead of this his like angry, just a very anger focused person. He was more open, and he was gonna take a break from his work and go out, which was really nice. He gets like his own sort of, not exactly happy ending, but he's gonna grow and learn and see things. Then back in Kessler's office, she's writing a note like frantically, and then she rushes to her computer and is filming a video telling her goodbye, that she has to go, that she would be proud of her, and she's leaving. And then the FBI comes in, and Graham is there, and she's apparently arrested, but he won't tell her the charges. Ugh, Graham is such a jerk. I still think that forever. Then it ends. We see a bunch of police cars, sirens blazing, I guess, going down the road, and Dr. Kessler is talking. It's a beautiful speech. I'm not even gonna try and like paraphrase it. It was a beautiful speech. You should watch the final episode. And then the season just ends. There are lots of credits, and the credits song is a really cool song. I really like the song, but it ends with Dr. Kessler's like really positive speech. I liked it, and I really don't want to mess it up, so just watch the episodes and then you'll know for certain. But I don't know, this show was so well performed, well written, it was a beautiful show, and the message of it, the focus on like real events, but real issues in the world, but sort of couched in the supernatural, really made the show even more relatable. It felt like real life while you were watching it, and it was so just amazing. And I hope that another season happens. I would understand. It would be different. Another season would be different because we wouldn't have Clara, and Tamar is on the run, and Link is off finding himself. So it would be very different, I think, just as a show. But I would still love a season 2. But it was just so good. Every aspect of it was well done and just beautifully executed. And I'm very sad to see the season end because it was just so, I feel like I'm just saying good over and over again, but it felt like something new and very like mature. It was just so wonderful, and I really appreciate everyone who's involved. Everyone's work was amazing. Just thank you, everyone, for letting the show happen, for being this show. It was wonderful. And I hope that if you haven't seen the show but you're watching this video, that you go watch it right now. All of it. The whole season is up now. You can watch the whole thing. You can be wowed, inspired, and emotionally broken apart, and you will love it. So there you go. That is my recap. And I'm totally like tearing up a little again. I've been so emotional in these recaps, guys. Whew. Okay, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. Carmilla is coming. I'm wearing my Silas hoodie, so I will be talking about Carmilla in the next few of these. You can find me on Twitter at CluffNotes, on my blog, cluffnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, the nerdygirlexpress.com. I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP, and I post recipes on the iZombie Support Group site, iZombieSupportGroup.com. Bye, guys.